I can never forget this bone-chilling incident which took place nearly 10 years ago. The old house stood at the edge of our forgotten neighborhood, its time-worn facade cloaked in ivy and memories. It was a place where time seemed to linger, where the walls held secrets too heavy for daylight. I had returned there after my father's death, seeking solace in the familiar creaks of the floorboards and the scent of old books. That evening, my mother had gone shopping with her sister, leaving me alone in the dimly lit house. The antique clock in the hallway ticked relentlessly, counting down the minutes until their return. But as I climbed the narrow staircase to my father's study, I felt a presence, a whisper that clung to the shadows. The study door groaned open, revealing a room frozen in time. My father's mahogany desk stood cluttered with half-finished manuscripts, and the leather-bound chair bore the imprint of countless nights spent wrestling with words. I could almost hear his voice, gentle yet firm, guiding me through life's uncertainties. And then, as if carried by the wind itself, I heard him. "Emma," the voice murmured, unmistakably my father's. I spun around, my heart racing. The room held its breath, waiting for my response. He got up from his computer chair, the voice continued, walked over to the door, and opened it. The door, the very one I faced, stood ajar, revealing the dimly lit hallway beyond. My father's footsteps echoed in my mind, retracing the path he had taken. I stepped closer, my breath hitching. He walked down the stairs, the voice persisted, and stood on the last step for a few seconds. I descended the staircase, each wooden tread groaning under my weight. The air grew colder, and the walls seemed to lean in, conspiring against me. The last step loomed ahead, a precipice between the living and the ethereal. And there, bathed in moonlight, I saw him. My father, his features translucent yet achingly familiar. His eyes held a sorrowful wisdom, and his lips moved soundlessly, as if trying to bridge the gap between worlds. "Why?" I whispered. "Why are you here?" He gestured toward the study, the room where he had penned his stories, where his essence lingered. "Listen," he urged, and the walls trembled with unseen memories. I strained to hear. The whispers grew louder, weaving tales of love and betrayal, of forgotten promises and unfinished business. My father's spirit was bound to this place, caught in the interstice of existence. "Tell your mother," he implored, "that I forgive her for leaving me alone in my final moments." Tears blurred my vision. "I will." He stepped back, fading into the shadows. "And remember," he said, "evil exists not in the departed, but in the choices we make." With that, he vanished, leaving me trembling on the threshold. The house settled into silence, its secrets buried once more. Needless to say, I was a believer after that, a believer in the fragile threads that connected the living and the dead, and in the whispers that echoed through time, revealing truths both haunting and redemptive.